What is this football team's identity? I've been saying this for months now. They're going to be a pain in the ass to play against. The Lions will be one of the more efficient teams in the NFL. I don't want a bridge quarterback that's sulking, knowing that his time is almost up, and I don't want to be here. 3 for 4, 46 yards. What more do you want? And if you play to his strengths for the entire season, well, Terry, you're going to find success, no? Cool. Go fix the defense, because that's a big problem. And not only defense, linebacker and secondary as well. But the linebacking position is quite awful. All right, well, Terry, I'm going to give you a quick preview for the season and what you can expect from the Lions. I think this is going to be one of the more efficient, not the best, not one of the more explosive offenses, but I think it's going to be one of the more efficient offenses, and I'll tell you why. Forget Friday's preseason game for a second, okay? Let's look at last season. From week 1 up until week 11, Anthony Lynn had that offense in the ground. It was pathetic. They made the decision to move on. Dan Campbell took over play calling, Ben Johnson play design and scheming. Okay, cool. Team effort right now. For the final 6 games of the season, the last 6 games of the season, the Lions were 7th in offensive efficiency in the entire NFL. Jared Goff had a top 5 passer rating in the NFL. The Lions, yes, were 3-3, but I'm not too concerned with the record right now. The point is, their offense started gelling for multiple reasons. 1, they obviously signed Josh Reynolds. 2, the play calling changed. 3, the schematics changed. 4, their offensive line was healthy. And 5, Jared Goff started to play much better. And what does Friday tell us? It tells us that DeAndre Swift can carry the ball 3-4 times. Jamal Williams the same. Jared Goff can go 3 of 3 for roughly 46 yards. And you can drive down on basically, yes, a very weak defense in Atlanta, but nonetheless, you showed what you can do. You can milk the clock. You can get first downs on 3rd down when you need them. You have a quarterback that's comfortable. You're not asking him to do much. He's not in any 3rd and 12, 3rd and 14 situations. So you're not backing him up. He's in 3rd and intermediate, 3rd and short. And it opens up the whole playbook for Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell. And I think that for me is the key indicator that the Lions will be one of the more efficient teams in the NFL. I'd be willing to say right now top 10 in the NFL in terms of offensive efficiency.
Can I bring up one of my pet peeves?
Go for it.
That's been the Lions, and this helps your cause. I would say the last 4 or 5 years, the Lions on 3rd and 1 can't run the football. They can't get 1 yard on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. They have to play action. They've got to do screen plays. They got to pass the ball on 3rd and 1 because they just don't make it. So now, I believe they have an offensive line, a set of running backs where on 3rd and 1, they can go off tackle and make it. That's going to play a huge role. And sometimes offensive efficiency is the small things. And that's the small thing that I think they're going to be able to do this year. They haven't been able to do the last 5 or 6 years. That's been annoying to me. That's been my bugaboo with the Lions. On 3rd and 1, I know they pass a lot in that situation. And I know people always say, well, why did they pass the damn ball? Because they can't run it. That's why.
You know, it's funny. All those years with Matthew Stafford, we used to complain this offense is too pass heavy. Well, yeah, I mean, look at the offensive line. Look at the run game. That'll tell you why. It's not because you want to throw the ball 40 times a game. Nobody does. That is a consequence. If you're throwing the ball 40 times a game, you know what that tells me? You're either losing or your defense is not stopping the opposing team.
Mm-hmm. Bam.
So, again, I don't want to read too much into it, but I will say, Terry, never more confident, in this offense. I think they're going to be one of the 10 best teams in terms of efficiency. I don't think you're going to see them in as many, I would say, 3rd and long situations as you saw last season. I think the run game, the offensive line, they're going to be set up in 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6 situations. Very manageable for Jared Goff, right? Is Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, where on 3rd and 14, you're confident you'll get a first down? No, he's not.
No, but he's an NFL quarterback.
He's an NFL quarterback, but he's not a premier NFL quarterback. But he is what he is. And if you play to his strengths for the entire season, well, Terry, you're going to find success, no?
Yes.
So if you set up Jared Goff in 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6 situations, I think the Lions, which they're starting to figure out, and they figured it out really towards the end of last season, is this is how we can win with this guy. And boy, does that bring up one of my favorite words about a football team. Identity. What is this football team's identity? As of right now, offensive line play, ability to run the football, and I would say quite deceiving on the offensive side, especially in the pass game. They have an identity. Do they have one on defense yet? No, they don't. Their defense...
No, they got an identity. Bad. That's an identity.
Yeah, I guess.
Can't tackle.
Fair. Fair enough. But
you're looking for...
You're looking for a true identity. And you know what? I admitted that after the Arizona game, that for me was their identity game. Because what identity is to me, Terry, is something that can be repeated. Correct? If you run the football X amount of times and you have success and you play this way, play action, heavy play action during the game against Arizona, that's their identity. I've seen teams win like that in the NFL. Cleveland, notably with Baker Mayfield, San Francisco 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo. You can win games in the NFL. You can manage your whole season with football players like that. And that's an identity to me. That's when it clicked to me, okay, now I see what you're trying to build. Cool. Go fix the defense, because that's a big problem. And the offense, again, A+. They get an A+. A+. 10-play, flawless drive to the end zone. DeAndre Swift touchdown. If he's healthy, Jamal Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark, TJ Hawkinson, I can go on and on. The offense is not going to be a problem this year. You are not going to see this team lose games where their defense holds an opponent to 18, 19, 20 points. They won't lose those games this year. Which is why, one, I'm confident in the over, and two, the major flaw in this team right now is defense. And not only defense, linebacker and secondary play. Secondary need to get their legs under them. Cool, I can respect it. I can give them time. But the linebacking position is quite awful. And yes, they were missing Alex Anzalone, but you're not going to tell me that he is...
Is he going to make that big of a difference?
Thank you. That's kind of where I'm getting at. And I don't mean to diminish his value to the team. But
he's solid, but he's not...
He's an okay guy to have.
Yeah, he's not a world beater.
So that's a position they're going to need to address, whether it's in the upcoming draft. It's a trade. I know people have been pushing the Roquan Smith deal. Right. I don't think the Bears would do that in their own division. And I'm not sure what they're looking for anyways. But this team has an identity on offense, Terry. I've been saying this for months now. They're going to be a pain in the ass to play against. And I look at that first drive, and you know what I say? That's a pain in the ass team. That was just a pain in the ass drive. I mean, look at this, Terry. 1-yard run, 18-yard pass from Jared Goff, incomplete pass by Jared Goff, 9-yard rush by Jamal Williams, 3-yard rush by Jamal Williams, 3-yard rush by DeAndre Swift, 9-yard pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7-yard run, 20-yard pass to St. Brown, 9-yard run. Like, what do you do? How do you stop that? They're gashing you for 9, 3, 7, 7, 9. We can't stop the run. So then we put players in the box. Well, that frees up all the wide receivers. It's a pain in the ass team. I think it's going to be an efficient offense. They were the worst team in the NFL on third down last year. I expect them to take a significant leap. And for all the poking fun at Dan Campbell on fourth down last year, I don't think they're going to be in that many situations this year. I don't think Dan Campbell's going to be sitting there with this clipboard along with Ben Johnson saying, hey, it's 4th and 1 at our own 9-yard line. We're down 7-0 here in the first. It's time to go for it. You're not going to see that.
Yeah, give me your best running play.
Yeah, you're not going to see that. You're just not. So,
but at the same time, I do believe the Lions must be as aggressive this year, almost as aggressive this year as they were last year, that they're going to have to make fourth down plays. Dan Campbell's going to have to call some plays where we're like, why is this dude going for it here? He still has to gamble. He still has to make sure this is a carefree team that you just never know what they're going to do. They're unpredictable. They still have to have that unpredictability about them in order to progress as a team. And maybe next year they don't have to do that as much.
You know, Terry, I like to get the chat involved, so I do see all of your comments. Quote, Ethan Brown says the secondary did their jobs, and the Atlanta quarterbacks kept ticking and running. What else would you want to see? I wouldn't label it that easily. There were I wouldn't say a lot of mistakes, but the defense is raw. They just are. Ruler says, why are we praising Jared Goff for one series, especially against the Atlanta Falcons? Well, buddy.
That's all we got.
Well, buddy. No, it's not all we got, actually. I'll tell you why.
Why?
If you go back to the last 6 games that Jared Goff played last season with Ben Johnson and company, forget the win-loss record. I don't care that they were 3-3. That's for the hyper-optimistic people. 7th in the NFL in terms of offensive efficiency. He had the 3rd highest passer rating in that 6-game stretch, I believe, in the NFL. He was definitely top 5. I believe the number was 3, actually. I believe it was 110.8. That was the level Jared Goff was playing at under Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell. And you saw it in one drive. 3 for 4. 3 for 4, 46 yards. What more do you want? What more do you want from your quarterback?
Okay, I want to pin you to the wall.
Go for it.
Jared Goff is a guy that took the LA Rams. Well, a lot of people dispute this. He didn't take him there. He happened to be the quarterback when they went to the Super Bowl. He had to play some good football during that time. Then the Rams coaching staff lost confidence in him, and now he comes here as a quote-unquote bridge guy. You see the coaching staff, you see how the interactions, Ben Johnson is now part of his life. Can the Lions, or will the Lions, revive his career so much that you have confidence in him? That you can see Jared Goff being the guy that the Lions at least attempt to win that division title you talk about. Attempt to have him as quarterback when they win that first playoff game, as I talk about. Will he be that guy?
Will he be that guy? He's proven he can be a guy, part of a team. He's proven. I can't take away what he did in Los Angeles. I can't with the Rams. He did start those games. He did win those games. But let's not forget what Todd Gurley and that offensive line and that pass game was. And it was early Sean McVay. People forget early Sean McVay was giving the league problems. There's a reason they got to the Super Bowl in his second year. There's just a reason. There's a reason Jared Goff was 0-7 under Fisher and very good under McVay. And look, you've seen me up here. I'm giving Ben Johnson a lot of praise.
You are.
I'm very high on Ben Johnson. I think he can be what a Sean McVay, a Matt LaFleur, a Kyle Shanahan, these guys have been in the end. I really do believe it. And what I see is a confident Jared Goff. I don't want a bridge quarterback that's sulking, knowing that his time is almost up, and I don't want to be here, and whatever. We'll see how it goes. Just gonna get paid. Jared Goff is a guy that I think is more confident than he's ever been since his time, or I should say his exit with the Rams. His play down the stretch proved it. The confidence from the coaching staff has proven it. Yes, it's only one drive in a preseason game. But what would you like? Would you like them to go 3 and out? I'm assuming that's what we all want this morning. Instead of talking about a 10-play, pretty efficient drive, down the field in 5 minutes, DeAndre Swift touchdown, we would rather, 3 and out. Great. I'm glad we learned nothing.
Maybe we can get it together next week.
Come on, guys.